You know, I've stood here before you just about every week that I've been up here, which I think is every week since we started. And I always talk about improving as a team. You know, everybody individually and collectively doing the things that you need to do to make yourself better so you can play to a standard, so you can be the best you can be at what you do. Sometimes that's very difficult to do, especially if you're satisfied with the success that you've had to that point. So it doesn't become about playing to a standard, it becomes about winning a game. And I know to fans, that's probably the only thing that is important. But to competitors and football players, and really players in any sport, it's always about aspiring to be the best that you can be. And focusing on the things that you need to do daily in terms of preparation, in terms of practice, in terms of how you take care of yourself, in terms of the intensity that you're ready to compete with when the game comes, which, you know, we all have to be responsible for. So everybody has to be accountable to a standard. And, you know, the question is what is everyone doing to impact the success? What is everybody doing to impact the standard, individually and collectively? And that starts at the top with me, you know, all the way down. And, you know, we need to continue to work on getting better, playing with more maturity, being more consistent in what we do, which I think comes with maturity. Those two probably go hand in hand, but that's what our team needs to do. You know, you make errors in critical times in the game, then you don't end up making the stops that you need to make or making the plays you need to make on offense to have a chance to be successful in the game. And, you know, between third down, red area, 4th and 2, you know, when we had chances to stop on defense, we never made the plays to do it. On offense, we moved the ball effectively most of the time in the game, but when we got in the red zone, we were unable to make the plays to come away with the kind of points that we could have. And that's really the difference in the game, and there's really nothing else to you know, talk about. Players of the week, you know, Julio had an outstanding game. Josh Chapman and Marcel Darius did a nice job up front on defense, and Wes Neighbors, Cade Foster, and Trent Richardson all did extremely well on special teams. You know, Julio Jones hurt his hand in the game. Nobody really knew it was broken. He played the whole game. He did it in the first half. Played the entire game with it. But when he was x-rayed, you know, Saturday evening, Doc decided the best thing to do would be to plate it and screw it. So he did have a fractured hand that was surgically repaired. The prognosis for it is as soon as he can tolerate using his hand, which will be this part of his hand, probably the palm of his hand, he's cleared to play. So, you know, that may be 3 or 4 days, it may be a week, I don't know. But on Wednesday, we'll probably assess where he is and, you know, kind of go from there. He obviously played the whole game with it, so it may or may not be an issue, but it's really, you know, we can't really tell right now. DJ Fluker has got a pretty severe growing injury that will probably keep him out at least a week, maybe longer, just depending on how he responds to treatment. Courtney Upshaw will, you know, probably be slowed for a day or two, and Chris Jordan is still recovering from a hamstring. He really didn't play in the last game, but hopefully he'll be better this week, and that's probably the extent of, you know, the injuries that we have right now. You know, anytime you play Ole Miss, it's a tough game. Anytime you play Houston Nutt coach team, it's a tough game. They've bounced back with 2 quality wins, and as Mazzoli has gotten more comfortable with their offense, they've been very, very productive and one of the leading teams in the country in terms of scoring points, and in the last 2 weeks have put up 55 and 42 points. So this is a, you know, a different kind of offense, a lot of option, a lot of reads, you know. A lot of different formation variables, a lot of personnel groups. Defensively, they got 5 or 6 guys back, and they got 2 really good defensive tackles. And you know, this is a team that has gotten better and really bounced back and playing better, you know, right now. And we know from our experience in playing with them in the past, against them in the past, it's always a, you know, difficult preparation. And the key to it is going to be, you know, how we respond, how we prepare, how guys sort of respond to doing the things that they need to do to continue to improve, so that we give ourselves a better chance to be successful in the future. And consistency in performance is a big part of that.
Coach Saban, just following up on Julio's uncertain situation, could you comment on the other receivers, Hanks and Mays, and kind of where they are and if they're ready?
They did a great job in the game. I mean, I thought, you know, we had some guys open. We couldn't get them the ball at times because of pressure. We missed a few, but I thought those guys did a really good job. Hanks had one he could have caught that he missed over the middle early in the game, but that may be a first for him for the entire season. So, you know, those guys are playing extremely well. You know, some of the plays that Julio usually runs in the game, Mays ran and was very productive doing it. So we have confidence in our other guys. Earl Alexander is, you know, healthy and playing fast and did a nice job in the game. So we're pleased with that entire group.
Coach, can you comment on how Michael Williams has done this year?
Michael Williams has played well for us all year. Certainly a challenge for him to replace a very good player, Colin Peak, that we had there last year, but he's a very good blocker. He's got great size. He's very athletic. He's got good hands. We probably haven't utilized him in the passing game a whole bunch, but he's very capable, and he's been a very consistent player for us. And Mike's got a great attitude, worked hard, and really done a nice job.
C.J. Mosley at weak side, what went in the decision for him to start, and where are you at weak side now?
Well, you know, you guys say start, but what's start mean? He started a nickel in the Florida game. So does that make him a starter or not? I'm asking because he started in the Florida game, so there was no decision. He was already starting. So what's the question? We used 4 linebackers in the Florida game. We used 3 guys in the last game. So I guess which group runs out on the field first determines who starts. Is that how we do it? Or, you know, we're playing a lot of different guys at linebacker. Chris Jordan would have played in the last game too. You know, Mosley's been playing in nickel. Nico plays in regular. You know, Chris Jordan was playing in dime rabbits when we put Dante down to rush, and then he got hurt in the Florida game, so CJ did that as his backup. So we've been kind of utilizing all these guys to their strengths, or trying to. So they're all starters in some regard, depending on who goes on the field first. Now CJ ended up playing a lot more in this game, because of the circumstances in the game, but that's probably not how we'll move forward.
Do you know which play Julio got hurt in?
No. I mean, I think I do, but I didn't talk to him about it and ask him for sure. But I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to him in a minute and I'll find out.
Okay. And also, how has the team responded demeanor-wise? How have you seen anything from them that...
I haven't seen them since after the game. They were a little upset after the game. We start our meetings today. Sunday's the players' days off. So I'll see them at 1:30 today. They might ask you after the meeting how the coach responded. What's his demeanor?